Hello guys, welcome to yet another programming screencast. In this programming screencast, we'll be teaching you a cool data structure that Python provides you, namely the lists. Don't get terrified by the term data structures. It is nothing but a way by which you can organize your data, you can arrange your data. That is what you call as a data structure basically. So, list, the name is even intuitive. We use this particular thing, list, in our day-to-day life. Maybe for when you want to go for shopping, you plan a list of items which you must definitely buy. Of course, we do buy items that we remember at that time when you go to a supermarket, or based on the things that your neighbors in the supermarket buy. Of course, there are changes in the list, but I believe most of us have the habit of taking a smaller list of items that you must definitely buy that. That is, they are the utmost necessities you have. Also, there may be changes, as I have said. So, the lists in Python is also very much similar to that. So, this is a flexible data structure, meaning that just as how I have said, you have a plan of your shopping items that you want to purchase something, but as need comes, there may be changes in your purchases, right? Something like that. As and when there is a need, you can add or delete items from the list. So that's such a flexible data structure. Let us see more of it. So to introduce it, I'll start off with a sort of a recap that you had in your previous week lectures. So sir had introduced the concept of variables and how you can club variables with print statements. I hope you remember that. Okay, let me give you further more hints so that you remember really well. So we had used the different variables. For example, we had used that. Let me open a console. Alright, the console is opened now. Okay, so I hope you remember the example that sir has given. We have 3 TAs in this course. T1 is the TA whose name is, it's a double quotes we will use for a string, that is for names we use double quotes. Amit is the first TA. Simran is the second TA, and I am the third TA, Vidya. Okay, and sir has used the variable I to denote instructor, Sudarshan. So this is the example sir has used to demonstrate variables. So let me give you another situation. What if you need to store the details of the students who are taking up a course? So, course students, the strength may vary, so we cannot say like this. Here it's fixed. We know that for sure there are 3 TS. So we had used these variables T1, T2, T3. So course students, the strength may vary. Just as how I had given an example of the shopping list, you have a plan of buying some stuff, but when you go to the supermarket, you may buy something additional, or you may feel that this particular thing is not really of much use to you, and you may even sometime you may plan something, but you may get something better, you may get a replacement. There are changes. So something like that. Even here, the strength of the students, this is not something that is really well determined. So what if it is determined? Say for example, let us consider a PG classroom. There may be some 20 students. So in that case, your solution would be S1, S2, S3 up to S20. Maintain some 20 variables. Will be the idea you will get as an extension of this concept that we had already taught you. But nowadays things are changing. It's not just the classroom teaching that happens everywhere. If you would see, even our NPTEL course, the students' strength keep varying. More people may enroll in the beginning, and as weeks go by, some people drop out too. By all that, what I mean is, this is highly variable. It's never a case that there are 20 students and there will be 20 students till the end. That is never a case. There may be additions or deletions. So something like that. Even this is very much similar to our shopping list. This is highly variable thing. So to handle it, we need something which is really flexible. So for that, we will use something called as a list. So let me write it. It's called a list. I hope it is visible to you guys. Okay, so I have increased the font size. List. So that we call that data structure as list, which is a flexible data structure where you can add and delete items really easily. So that is what we call as a list. So let us go ahead with our shopping example or the student example, anything as you wish. I hope shopping example is more connected to us because most of us will have this habit of maintaining a list of things that you need to definitely buy. So let me take that as an example itself. So let me say shopping. That is the name of my list. So these are the things I need to buy. So I wanted to have a list. So this is how you create a list. Please note this. Please note this. You are using this kind of brackets, square brackets we call them as. We are using this kind of brackets. In your keyboard, this is near to your alphabet P, this key. Please see this. This brackets we use to denote list. This is how we are creating a list. So if I say shopping and just the brackets, an empty list by name shopping is created. So that is, a list is available but no items are present in the list. So that is what is happening if you would just say this. If you want to insert items, say for example, I want to buy bread, coffee, sugar, these are something I definitely want to buy. So this is my shopping list as of now. Okay, so if I say enter, a list is created. If I just say a name equal to and using the square brackets, within that I enter the items separated by commas. This is a syntax by which you create the list. Okay, so if I want to know what are in my shopping list, I will say as usual, just as how you had this for these variables, print T1 said Amit, print T2 gave Simran, print T3 gave Vidya and so on. Just as how you had it, print command can be used here as well. Print shopping. If I say print shopping, see, I'm getting the list here. Bread, coffee, sugar. But see, I don't want it with these quotes and the square brackets, commas. I don't want it in the syntactical format. I want to write it in a format that is friendlier for us. How will we write down the shopping list? One by one, one below the other, right? So I want to print it in that fashion. How will I do that? Simple. We'll use what we had studied in the previous week, our friend loops. Namely, for loop will be more friendly here. You can also try using the other loops. I'll leave it as an exercise. You try using the other loop. Most of the tasks which can be done by for loop can be done by the while loop as well, something like that. So you just try using while loop as well. I'll demonstrate using a for loop. So the method is for let me just recap the for loop, how we had used it for numbers. For I in range 3, what does this do? It will count 0, 1, 2. If I say this and a colon, see the next line appears indented. I'll say print I. Okay, let me say enter. See, I got 0, 1, 2. So to deal with numbers, you had used a functionality called range. Dealing with the items of a list is really very simple. So let me demonstrate how that is done. For item, or item, anything, for item in the name of the list you want to give here. What is the name of the list? Shopping. Shopping is the name of our list. I will give shopping. For item in shopping, print item. Okay. See, bread, coffee, sugar. It has displayed the items just one below the other, just as how we would write in a piece of paper. See, observe, it is very much similar to what you had learnt in your previous weeks. In fact, much easier than that as well. For numbers, you are using this functionality of range. For list, it is very simple. Just use the name of the list. For item in shopping, this is an intuitive name I had given. Actually, you can give any name here. This and this, you can give any name. But these two has to be same. You can give any name. Item is an intuitive name. Given that it's a shopping bag, shopping basket, trolley sort of thing. Given that the things inside it will be called as items. So I had used the name item. So this is how you print the items of the list in this fashion, one by one. Alright. This process of checking through each item in the list and printing. So let me print the list as such for your understanding. Once again, if I say print shopping, just as how I already said print T1, print T2, just we had said like that, something like that. If I say print shopping, it prints in this manner with the square brackets and quotes, something that is a computer friendly format, not a human friendly format. To make it into a human friendly format, we are using loops. See what this loop does here. For item in shopping, it gets into the list called shopping and checks over each of the item, each of the entity present here, and it will print that entity. The first iteration, this is called, the item is assigned the value bread. So bread is printed here. In the next step, coffee is assigned to the variable item. So coffee is printed. In the next step, sugar is assigned to the variable item. So sugar is printed. So this process is called the iteration. This is nothing but you are iterating over the list. That is, you are checking through each item that is present in the list. You are checking through each element that is present in the list. So this is how you iterate over the list. That is, you would check through each and every element in the list. Okay, so I have printed all the elements in the list. What if I want to add another element? I want to add another element. Let's say I would say curd. Let me say curd. So I should use a functionality. There is a functionality available for this. It is called as append. It is an English word only. Append is nothing but adding to the end. So append functionality would add it to the end of the list. So if I want to add another item, say for example curd, I would do it by shopping dot append of the brackets. So inside the brackets I have to give my item is curd. So I want to buy curd as well. So I have appended it to the shopping list. So we shall try this. Print shopping. We'll see what is in the cart now. See, initially we had this as our shopping cart. There is shopping list. Bread, coffee, sugar. So due to this command of appending another item curd, your shopping list has become like this. bread, coffee, sugar as before, and curd is added to the end of the shopping list. Okay, this is how I have added an item. So is this the only way by which we can add an item? That is it only possible that you keep adding at the end? What if you want to change the priorities?